we are in a fancy new studio.
Yes, we are.
We don't have to check the gains.
No gain checking.
We don't have to worry about the podcast machine.
No more podcast machine to worry about.
It's just, and not only that, we're not holding microphones in our hands.
Not a single one.
I'm free to use both hands to do whatever I feel like I want to do.
I'm giving you 2 middle fingers.
You are.
And talking at the same time. How is it happening? We got pro mic stands.
We got mics. We're in like a real studio. There are some people doing things behind glass that I don't know what they're doing.
Amazing people with great names, too.
Yeah, Gage.
That's a good name.
It's a good name for a guy who's working with gauges.
Or like the head of a car theft ring in like Southern California that steals like Rolls Royces and stuff. Hey, yo, Gage, I got that Rolls you were looking for. Yeah, put it in the back.
You know what else does?
It's that kind of a name.
Yeah, Gage makes his own jewelry and he sells it at Venice Beach.
That Gage sucks, man. I'm talking about like a crime boss and you're got a guy at like a street fair?
No, it's not a street fair. He's the real deal down on Venice Boulevard. And he's like, because you know what the things they put in their ear are called gauges.
Bro,
so his name is
I'm
Gage.
I'm calling you on bullshit right now. Everybody listening
wants Gage to work at he works at Venice Boulevard.
Are you joking?
And he makes jewelry. And he's like, hey, bro, I'm Gage.
He does not say that. No one is voting for that. This will be the most lopsided vote you have ever involved.
What do you think Gage should be? A crime boss?
Yeah.
How much nicer if he's making you a cool little jade piece of jewelry down of
jade? Then he's broke if he's working with jade.
Yeah, but
my Gage isn't broke. My Gage has never been questioned by the police because his game is so tight.
Yeah, but this Gage, you know what? When he comes to your house for a party, he's not wearing shoes and he brings his own pecans that he grew in his backyard.
Dude, your Gage isn't even invited to my Gage's party dressed like that.
Let me tell you something.
Pecans.
My Gage shows up. He's real nice.
Your Gage is vegan.
His hair is a little unkempt, but he shows up with no shoes on.
Hemp shorts.
Yeah, hemp shorts. And he brings you some pecans that he grew, and then he made some pottery in a class.
What do pecans grow in?
A tree. Does he not have a pecan tree?
I don't know. I never grown pecans.
Do you know what I didn't know grew on a tree? An avocado. Did you know avocados grow on trees?
Yeah, how long you lived in California?
Well,
You've never seen an avocado tree?
Well, here's the thing. So we moved into, did I ever tell you this? We moved into this house. And I had no idea how big avocado trees are.
When was this?
Years ago.
Okay.
So I always thought it was an avocado bush. This seemed like a bushy kind of thing.
By the way, it could be a pecan bush. I don't know.
I think it's a pecan tree.
Okay.
But so we had this huge avocado tree in our backyard. And finally, the guy who took care of the yard was like, hey, because we weren't picking them. I was waiting for them to ripen. And he goes, you ever going to pick those? And I go, they're not ripe. He goes, they don't ripen until you pick them. And I said, what? He goes, yeah, you got about 300 avocados on that tree. You mind if I grab a couple?
Yeah, man.
And I was like, yeah. Dude, my backyard at that house, we were renting this house, had grapefruits, lemons, and avocados. It was like a grocery store for critters. There was like hollowed out avocados when you woke up every morning.
You're not taking care of them. You're not picking them in time. You're not doing what you got to do, man. In my old house, we had a kumquat tree. We had 2 cherry trees. We had a peach tree. We grew vegetables in the backyard, zucchini, broccoli, snap peas, lettuce, beets. I'm talking everything. We didn't have to deal with critters because we harvested, bro. You got to harvest and you got to set stuff up. A buddy of mine, he grew marijuana out here and he was having problems with these worms that were like getting into his stuff. I was like, dude, I can take care of worms. He goes, why? I go, because I know how to garden, bro. My mom had a green thumb. I know all the tricks. We got some PVC pipe. We cut it in half. We wrapped it around the barrel that he was growing it in, and we put Matt's salt on the inside of the PVP pipe. And then when the worms would try to go over, they hit that salt, and they're like, no, son, because it's like lava for us, right? And they're out. And then he got a great harvest, and he thanked me.
You know who else does that?
Who?
Gage. Gage knows how to do that. My Gage does. Your Gage, he's out there breaking necks. My guy knows.
Yeah, you're selling my point.
No, I'm not. My guy knows how to grow weed plants, and he's making you jewelry, and he's bringing pecans to your house.
My guy's a crime boss. He can get all the weed that he wants.
He's not bringing you pecans in a pot that he made himself in pottery class.
All right, everybody, what Gage would you rather like to hang out with?
You want to hang out with my guy? My guy, he's bringing weed. He's hand feeding you grapes and shit. I don't know.
Whose side are you on, man?
I haven't decided yet. My gauge is a little all over the place. I haven't really honed in on.
You've been on the road too long. You took a break from the road, and now the road is killing you, man.
I came back from Baltimore, and by the way, I was in a town. The club is in a town called Timonium, which that sounds like what Wolverine has.
Marvel superheroes. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So Saturday Night Late Show. You know, my Saturday Night Late shows get a little weird.
A lot weird.
That's the Saturday Night Late Show is the show. Like, if you look at some clips I have online, there's that one clip of that woman throwing up in her margarita glass 3 times.
Yeah, nice.
There's the other clip of the people getting up on stage and dancing with me.
Yeah.
So this week, Saturday Night Late Show is when I get high and people come to the show. I don't have rowdy people. I just have people who like weird and they, So mid-show, well, maybe later in the show, I'm a little high. This dude raises his hand. Oh, no. I did a little impersonation of Waterboy.
Okay.
So this guy from the crowd screams one out. And I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, I do impersonations. I'm like, well, let's hear your next one. He goes, I'll start with my best.
Oh, no.
And this dude, there was 2 different dudes who ended up doing impersonations that night. This dude, his best one, I didn't know what it was. So he was like, I'm going to start with my best. And he said it, and the whole crowd was silent. And I was like, is it over? Or, right? So he goes, that was Elmo. I was like, okay. His next impersonation was of Trump. None of them good.
Elmo's not even that hard.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Elmo. I guess that sucks. Yeah.
So he does 3. Now here, they were all bad, but his friend was encouraging him. And his friend was like, he does the best impersonation. So I was like, you're not a good friend. You know what I mean? You're not a good friend to him.
Dude, you should totally try out for that. Yeah, he's that guy.
This next guy in the middle of the crowd, he goes, I do impersonations too. Now he was sitting with his wife. Oh, you're going to love this. So his first impersonation, I forget what it was. It was so bad. And I said, do you have any more? And his wife turned to him and started to shake her head and was like, don't you fucking say.
So the answer is no.
Well, but he was looking at me like, oh, there's a couple more I want to do. And so she was shaking her head. And I said, look at your wife right now. Your wife is telling you, I know what's coming. I know what you're about to do. Don't do it. But the dude couldn't help himself, so I started to egg him on. I'm like, don't you let her tell you what to do.
Oh, you didn't, man.
Yeah, I said, man, you got...
here's this rope. Look at this beautiful rope.
I said, you get some impersonations.
Hand braided. Fits snugly around your neck.
Get in there.
How nice it is. Doesn't chafe.
So I was like, don't let her tell you, man. Get in there and let's see what you got. The next 2 impersonations he did, I don't know how to describe them except straight up racist.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Freddie,
oh, no.
But so oblivious to being racist. Do you know what I mean?
Well, racism is based in ignorance.
He was in that.
So usually it's a lack of information on a culture, but you being arrogant enough to assume that your idea of their culture is spot on.
Okay. So the next voice he did, all I can tell you is it took us a little while, and this one went longer than it should have. It took us a little while to figure out what it was, but it turns out it was just his impression of what black people in his area sound like and talk about. So at first he started to talk, and I was like, what impersonation is he doing? And then he started to talk about locations and about him and his cousin are going to someplace. Just straight up black voice, racist. There were a ton.
Are there black people in the audience?
A bunch. Let me tell you, and this is kind of...
What you need is adult education. Oh, yeah.
But,
oh, yeah.
Freddie, let me tell you what's so great about the people who come to my shows, and the Saturday Night Late shows in particular. It was so ignorant and so ridiculous and so outrageous that there was a table of black folks sitting behind him to his right. One of the dudes got up and just started pumping his fist. He was laughing so hard at how ridiculous...
Like an Arsenio Hall taping?
Yeah, at how ridiculous it was. And it was so over... You know what it's like? I compare it to... Quentin Tarantino violence in his movies are so over the top.
Yeah.
It's not even like violence to
It's
me.
more you laugh sometimes, yeah.
It's more not even... That's what this level... Because the people were just looking at him like... And he finished it, and everyone just looked around, and I was like, oh my God. Everyone laughed because it was so bad. And he goes, I got one more. I'm like, well, we got to fucking hear that. I think he was trying to do Indian.
Oh no.
Oh my God. His wife, the best part was his wife, man. His wife was just
Because she's already had to hear him in the car. Where
at
he
every
thinks he's
party
funny.
they've gone to.
And
She's done,
like,
yes.
It sucked every time I still married you. Doesn't that prove I love you? Can't you just not do it one time, baby? Just one night. That was the conversation on the way home. For sure. For sure. Bro, I voiced a character on a cartoon, and one of the other regulars was an Indian girl. And this guy came in, and he was voicing an alien. And the voice he chose to use was an Indian accent.
Oh, no.
And so you know me, dude. Right away, I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. So I'm like locked in, and it's a voiceover. So a lot of times the actors don't look at each other when they're, but I did just out of habit.
Yeah.
But now I'm way locked on. But now I'm looking at my girl, who's the Indian actress, and I'm just looking at her the whole time, and she's looking at me. And part of her wants to be offended, but part of her sees that I'm going to start laughing really soon. So she's trying not to laugh. And the guy in the middle's kind of like going like this. And then on like the fifth look back and forth, like a tennis match, he clocks her and then realizes she's a beautiful Indian woman. And he realizes she's Indian, looks back at me, and I can see the wheel turning and going, I'm doing an Indian voice. I'm a white guy in modern times. This isn't going well. Yeah. And before he finishes the line, he goes, can I change that voice up, Dave? And Dave's just sitting there. Oh, I just gave it away. This is Star Wars Rebels. Dave Filoni's just sitting there. He goes, yeah, why don't you try that again? And Tia and I just died laughing, man. We were dunzos, bro.
Oh, my God, dude. Do you know?
His was good, at least.
The most, okay, and this is back in the day of Twitter before people were trying to make you look bad. Did I ever tell you this? It was basketball season. It was the first year I had gotten Twitter, so it got to be somewhere around 2014, 13. And this dude sent me a tweet. Are you watching the Celtics game? Now, I tweeted back big time. However, right next to the B on your keyboard is an N. I did not hit the B. I hit the N.
Oh, shit, bro.
Okay. So, and I didn't even think about it. I just sent it. I was watching the game, sent it back. Because
yeah,
a lot
man.
of that's when you.
That's crazy.
So when you have, you probably sent tweets before that have spelling words, right?
I have a hashtag for that called Big Thumbs Little Keys.
Right.
Because I used to do it all the time.
The dude sent me the tweet back. I'm gonna assume that you meant to hit the B. And I was just reading it, and I didn't even know what he was talking about.
Dude, that's like an anxiety attack.
I went back and looked at it, and I erased it, and I go, man, that was a big mistake.
That dude was cool.
And he goes, I'm going to erase it. And I go, thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
And dude, because...
Dave Chappelle just did a bit on that. That clip he released for his special talks about how people in social media now are just looking.
Yeah.
Oh, 20 years ago, you did this. I gotcha.
By the way, that's great.
Man.
I can't wait to see this special.
He killed that crowd, man. I can't wait to see it.
The special it's getting a lot of press, and there's a lot of people who feel like he's doubling down on misogynistic joke or transphobic jokes. And I got to tell you, man, as much as if you're going to keep pushing that guy, he's going to keep doing those jokes to show you a couple of things. One, you don't get to tell me what I get to do and what jokes I get to tell. But two, it's important for guys like that. It's just not my type of comedy. I don't write it. But it's important for us to have guys like that who can show us there is no topic off limits.
That's right.
There's no topic off limits.
Comedy should be allowed to go in.
Yes.
And these jokes, I'm telling you, whether you hate it or you love it, whether you laugh or you don't, it defines what society should be talking about. And eventually they do. And a lot of it is because of the jokes that these comics have taken heat for in the 70s, 60s, before that, 60s, 70s, from Lenny Bruce to George Carlin getting arrested and being walked up for saying the 7 words you can't say on TV. And it's bit all these people, like, they want to let you know, like, these are words. Everybody's screwed up. Everybody's crazy. Everyone's a psycho. And my jokes show you that everyone is the same.
And my thing is this. You can't pick and choose what group you want to laugh at. If you like anybody being insulted,
then you better be able to take it.
If you think it's okay for people to make fun of Trump, then
you
they
better
can be
able to take it.
Yeah. Unless you want to be Seinfeld, and the only thing you laugh at is Seinfeld, who's just observational. But if you're okay with anybody being made fun of, then you gotta be okay with yourself being
today,
made fun
if he did the chopsticks joke, there'd still be people on Twitter.
There's no doubt. There's
that
no
would
doubt.
be like, oh, what? Respect their culture.
There's
the
no
fork
doubt.
is not better than the chopstick.
There's no doubt.
I'm telling you, people trip. By the way, I named my first 3 fish after comics. One of them's Dave Chappelle.
I like it.
One's Bill Burr. You know I love Bill Burr.
Yeah.
You know what the coolest fish in the tank is? You know what his name is?
Richard Pryor.
No, I didn't say the best. I said the coolest.
George Carlin.
Fucking Josh Wolf,
yeah,
baby.
man.
Josh Wolf. You're the first 3 fish. It's a 10-gallon tank.
Yeah.
These are 1-inch fish, which means I can have up to 10 of them. They're called tetras. I'm going to name them all after comics. I'm only doing guy comics. No female comics, because I'm not trying to clean up all the eggs when they birth and I'm have a million fish.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with that.
Yeah.
So one of my comic friends who's a girl was like, oh, yeah, just like a real comedy club. And then we got into weird ocean dad jokes for the next hour. But those will be my first 3. I even did a little impression of you on Instagram.
Okay.
So if you guys want to follow me there and see it. But I'm going to add a fish, and none of my impressions are that good. They're better than the dude in Baltimore.
Yeah.
But I did one of you. I did one of Dave. I did one of Bill. Bill's are easy. I just make him angry that other fish are involved in the scenario. He just wants to be alone. And my next 3, I will invite you and the listeners to pick. I will tell you this. One of them is definitely going to be Hannibal Buress, because I like his style and his cadence, and I can do that impression as equally bad as the other ones. So one's Hannibal, but there's 2 open slots for the next 3 fish.
What about, do you have a fish named Tommy Gaines?
I thought you were going to say a fish called Wanda. Tommy Gaines, he's not legit
yet, Do you
yet,
have
man.
a fish named Tommy Gaines? Tommy Gaines
The Tommy Gaines voice is changing every week.
Yeah. I think I like Tommy Gaines to have a cadence kind of like this.
He sounds sort of, hey, and then maybe, oh.
Yeah, look, Tommy Gaines.
It's like a mix between Christopher Walken and the aliens from Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, Tommy Gaines is the trainer for the Boston Lip. And Tommy Gaines has
He makes things sound like a question. That's very millennial
I'm
of
still
you,
working on the Tommy Gaines voice.
It changes every week, but I think you're finding
it changes
that
every week.
You can actually do voices.
It almost changes by the minute while I'm doing it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's
Yeah.
because you haven't found it yet.
No,
I did that.
I didn't. I haven't found it.
I've done that before.
Yeah. I don't know, because I think Tommy Gaines should have a different cadence. I think Tommy Gaines...
You're so stupid.
Because it's already changed 3 times since I started doing the Tommy Gaines.
The Tommy Gaines. I like that all the T's are D's.
Yeah, I like the Tommy Gaines.
That's good.
The Tommy Gaines is going to be talking like this sometimes. I think I have a Tommy Gaines voice before I have a Boston Lip voice.
How are you allowed to do both voices for your characters? You didn't even let me in on the action.
Why don't you give me one?
Man, 2 weeks ago, I was Tommy Gaines, and we were doing a whole promo, but you were high and you forgot.
Hit me with your Tommy Gaines.
It hurt my feeling. I'm out now.
No, give it to me. Give it to me.
Nah, Tommy Gaines. He talked like this. He was obnoxious.
I'm the Boston Lip.
See, now we're broing out again.
We're back.
Man.
Now we're back. Tell me something, man. Now we're going to do a recast later in the show.
Yeah, man. You want to tell them what movie?
We're going to recast Breakfast Club of Comics.
I loved the last one, by the way.
Yeah.
And we forgot so many good ones.
By the way, we loved the lists, like you guys sent out of your favorite Prinze and the Wolf bits.
The favorite bits.
Yeah, we really like that.
We'll have to bring back a beatbox and freestyle for the cameras.
Yeah.
Maybe next week.
Why don't we do a jingle right now? And then you give me
a product, or you name a product. What's up?
You
want me to give you a product?
We'll each do a jingle, and then we'll give each other a beat.
I have to jingle to your beat?
No, you should probably just be able to do a jingle. Because we've never heard me. Hold on, should I try a beatbox?
Let's agree on a product. Okay, can we get the product first?
That's my beatbox.
You're going to do it better than that. You know how hard, that actually sounds like some new shit. Someone's going to sample that, man.
I feel like
a Billie Eilish song in 3 months. It got real bad. Like that first part was kind of, as soon as you tried to do a like that, that
was money, man.
No, that's just a fart.
What's yours sound like?
You gotta like. No, you're letting it go too long. It has to be like a clipped fart. Even when you do it right, it sounds wrong. That's way better. I'm not even lying.
You know what that sounds like to me? Someone was really trying to catch his breath.
Yeah, we could do a jingle for your hat for the High Life.
Okay, so let's.
Wait. Do we have Control Chaos tonight?
No, we start again. New studio next week.
So let's do a jingle for the High Life.
How about you get any product? U-Haul truck.
U-Haul?
I'll do. You want to do one for U-Haul or you me?
Bro, I'll U-Haul it up and down.
Okay, you got U-Haul. You want me to hit you with the beat?
No.
Are you ready?
Man. Like, it's kind of like a weird... It makes my neck tense up. For real, like I felt loose and relaxed, and then when you do it, I'm like, everything goes up. I need like a massage.
Oh my God. Okay. All right, you
I got
ready?
neck tension. That's not even a...
I'm doing Edward Norton from... All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, you got
guess.
U-Haul.
All right.
And then I'll do one afterwards.
It's time to move and you call U-Haul. Our trucks are sweet and they never stall. You can fill them up to the brim if you want. It's U-Haul.
Yeah, I like that. You know what I like about that?
U-Haul freestyle.
Yeah, you know what I like about that especially is that I like...
None of it.
No. It also sounds like, it's so manly.
Because, man, it's got to go in the background of, like, their commercial, right? That's what my jingles are. So you got to visualize the truck driving and, like, a big burly dude.
Definitely, dude.
His wife coming in with a big-ass box. She's tough, too. She probably does deadlifts.
Yep.
Puts that in. The kids on their skateboard. Hey, don't forget this, Dad. And then you're hearing that. Our trucks never stall. It's going down the freeway, and they're moving
U-Haul.
Boom. Throw that at the end. U-Haul, pay us.
Yeah, all right.
Are you kidding me?
All right, hit me with one, and I'll do that, and we'll make sure they pay us. Hit me with anyone, doesn't matter to me.
Tyson Chicken.
Okay.
Got this.
Do you like chicken? Don't we all? Do you like chicken? Don't go to the mall. Go to the store, buy some Tyson chicken. We like that. It's finger licking good.
You just stole KFC's. You just got sued.
No. I can say
you just did finger licking good. It's the exact. You literally just said, "Yo, Joe." It's a show called G.I. Joe, but not the same G.I. Joe. A different. You can't. That's gimmick infringement.
It's not because
it was money till then.
They did not coin finger licking.
They exactly coined it. It's a copyright.
I think I said it before they did.
All right then.
I mean, we'll check the gate.
What?
I don't know what that means.
Something different.
What does that mean?
I don't want checking the gate. That's an old film term when they shot on film, and sometimes you would literally get a hair or a piece of dust or something on the gate between the gate and the lens.
Right.
And so the first camera assistant, the first AC, would then pull out the lens, check it, and it was every actor's worst nightmare was if they go hair on the gate, it meant that everyone in the movie would see a giant hair across the screen.
By the way, hair on the gate was my best sex move in high school. You ready for a little hair on the gate?
That's nice. No, I'm not laughing because I don't want to encourage you, but that was pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, man. Well, how'd it go last night? I pulled the old hair on the gate. Oh, good for you.
And they know the move.
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. They're like, oh, you pulled the hair on the gate.
Listen, I had a good ending for Tyson Chicken, so since we didn't get to it.
I'm sorry.
Give me one more. Then give me one more.
I can't let you get sued.
Give me one more.
All right. Are you ready?
Yep.
Hormel chili. Hit him.
Do you listen to my Nilly and Vanilli? You'll like our Hormel chili. It tastes real good in your belly. When your cousin eats some, you're jelly, 'cause you want some too. It's good in your belly. It makes you jelly. You're gonna eat a lot. Come get some, and you won't have to sleep on a cot. Boom. Hormel chili.
That's amazing. I love that you put jelly in there.
Yeah, I kind of slipped off a little bit because as soon as I hit one good rhyme, my brain goes, it's over. I'm like, wait, no, it's not over yet.
And I kill you because I celebrate. I'm like, that's not distracting.
Why don't we actually read something that we actually do have
You want to do a real one?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Meat.
Uh,
Do you want to talk about pork?
I do want to talk about meat. Do you have some?
We're going to talk about some Butcher Box. Yo, what's up, you guys? Butcher Box, they make it easy to get high quality.
They make it easy.
Humanely raised meat that you can trust every month. Butcher Box delivers 100% grass-fed and grass-finished beef.
Get your meat delivered.
I'm looking up what grass-finished means because that sounds amazing. They also have free-range.
I was grass-finished last night.
And I hope all of you were too. They also have that heritage breed pork. A lot of you are like, yo, heritage breed pork, what does that mean?
Yeah.
That means they're using, and I don't mean like ancient pork, like old pork. I'm saying they're doing it the old school way before they bred all the fat off the porks. And they're like, oh, look how lean it is. Yeah, that just means less flavor, man. You guys want this kind of pork. They also have the Alaskan salmon. They send everything directly to your door. Shipping's free. It's super, super high quality. No antibiotics. No added hormones whatsoever. They take the middleman out of the process. It saves you guys money. You're getting everything direct from the collective. You could choose from curated boxes, or, and this is what I do, you could customize your own box so you can get exactly what you want for your family.
Customized boxes.
Now listen, what I cook, and we just had family over, so we grilled, because I ain't trying to give them, like lobster. That'd cost me a fortune. So they got salmon and they got burgers, which I both got from my custom box. Everybody loved it. The salmon, here's the thing with salmon, you guys, is we hate it because it sticks to the pan and it gets like all crazy and crusty and wrecks the pan. Put your pan or your grill on medium heat. If you're doing the salmon on the grill, you can even cheat and put a little aluminum foil on there. Say that 5 times fast.
Aluminum foil, aluminum foil,
that
aluminum
salmon,
foil, aluminum foil, aluminum foil.
F you. Once you oil that pan or that foil up, it's hard for me, okay? You lay that salmon on there, it's still gonna stick. Don't freak out. After about 2 minutes, that skin or that meat is then gonna kind of remove itself because the heat's not too high, and you're not gonna have to worry about it sticking to it and looking crappy when you serve it. It'll still look gorgeous. So that's a salmon trick for you. That's the one that I did over the weekend, Josh Wolf. Deal with it. Now, I want to talk about old world pork again because this is what's important with steak, with everything. You want fat, you guys. We need fat in our diets. That's not what's making you fat. It's all the chips and the crackers and the soft drinks. That's what's making you fat. There's nothing wrong with having some fat in your food. Be active. It's flavor. A lot of it burns off in the cooking process. That's the kind of pork they serve. Try it once. You won't want to buy it from a grocery store. I ain't reading that. I'm just telling you the truth. The salmon.
The truth.
Is pure, wild, sustainably harvested salmon. It's from Bristol Bay, Alaska. That's where everybody wants to get their salmon from. It's delicious. They have a partnership with the fishermen there. Again, there's no middleman with any of this stuff.
Those Bristol Bay salmon are cool as fuck.
I'm telling you, man.
You ever hang out with those guys? They are cool.
I hung out with one once. I had the pleasure.
Yeah.
And
they hop into your boat and they put sunglasses on and they talk to you.
I'm telling you, we slapped a bear in the face and got away scot-free. This is how we roll.
I like it.
So check it out, you guys. This month's special sign-up offer. New subscribers are going to receive ground beef for life.
For life, everybody.
Let me say that again. You just did, so I won't. That's right. You're going to sign up today. ButcherBox will send you 2 pounds of 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef free in every box for the life of your subscription. Plus, listeners will get an additional $20, not 20%, 20 beans, baby. $20 off their first box. This is a limited time offer. Check this out. For 2 pounds of 100% grass-fed beef free in every box for the life of your subscription, plus $20 off your first box, go to butcherbox.com.
The Wolf.
/The Wolf. Or enter promo code
The Wolf, all caps.
at checkout. No space.
Yep.
All caps. The Wolf. You guys, this is a really, really good deal. Burgers are a go-to weekend thing. Football season's coming. They're super easy to make. If it's raining outside, you can do them in a pan. Get this. It's a good deal. Free burgers for the entire duration of your subscription. Check them out. I almost couldn't even say subscription. That was hard.
I will tell you something, man. You know what I made out of my beef? I made some balls of meat.
You know you did not.
I left the carrots out this time.
Then they were delicious.
You know, one thing that people did mention they missed a little bit, a bunch of people last week, is the recipe of the week.
I kind of miss that from time to time. I even have some new stuff I could share every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man.
We would just run out of time a lot.
Yeah.
We get all these things in our head, and then we never have time to do any of the ones, so then nothing becomes our favorite.
Which tends to be exactly what this show is.
Every week.
Which is, we start out with best intent.
We got verses down for a long time.
Yeah. I think we should bring the verses back.
I think there's enough famous people to do it.
I think we should bring the verses back. And I think we should bring, dabble in finishing 15 items or less.
I kind of just want to sit down and actually write it, and then we could just act it out right here.
I know we're on camera now, actually.
That would be kind of sick.
We could do a table read.
We could bring in a couple homies.
Yeah.
Get Macaulay to come in. Seth will come in.
Lauren can do a bunch of voices.
Lauren can be anybody that says no.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Owen Wilson passed. Oh, we got Lauren.
But that's what we'll do. We'll cast everybody around
By the
Lauren
way,
and that other dude.
Justin Ruppel, who does the
That's what I'm
meanest
saying.
Liam Neeson ever. Dude,
That's how we're doing.
Old school radio show.
Let's find out what voices they do the best.
I already know.
And then write the script that way.
That's amazing, dude.
Right?
No, you and I wouldn't even have to do it. We could just do our one little lines.
I'll do my voice.
Yeah, we only have like one line though each.
My voice is gonna be. You know what my line's gonna be?
Could I guess?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it? Were you gonna say that? Oh, it's like that's a dramatic take on it. I like that.
Yeah.
You have the actor's pause.
Yeah,
Very
well,
William Shatner of you.
because he starts to beatbox, and then he gets stabbed in the neck, so he can't. And that's it. Yeah, man, I'm on board for that. Let me ask you something, man. What did you do with your weekend?
What did I do? Well, beach mainly.
Yeah. You saw a zebra.
Did see a zebra. Spoiled ass kids, boy.
Did
These kids don't know how good they have it, man.
Dude, we went to
That's my fault.
No, it's
but
not
they
your
don't know
fault.
how good they have it.
But it's nice to be able to provide for your kids.
A motherfucking zebra.
I know.
A zebra, bro.
Dude.
In my defense, I did not know there was going to be a zebra
You didn't
there.
hire the zebra, right?
But I'm the a-hole that pays for the membership at the beach club where they do stuff like
Yeah, but
this.
you weren't like, man, hey, you guys better have a zebra here next weekend or we're not coming.
That
You
would
know
be
what I
a
mean?
Gangster move.
Yo.
That would be what my gauge does.
I better see
My
him.
gauge would be like, yo, you better make sure there's a zebra in my backyard.
You know
on
what my gauge
Thursdays.
does? My gauge sits with the zebra and pets his head and makes sure that he's comfortable. You know, he smokes some weed with the zebra. He can
Gets
talk
his zebra high,
He can
dude.
talk to the zebra. Can I tell you, dude? This is my zebra experience. Ready?
What?
We go
What?
to Tijuana,
Oh, no.
and on the
No
street,
rules, TJ?
on the street, there is clearly a donkey, and not a full-size donkey, one of the miniature ones, painted black and white.
They did this in Red Dead Redemption 2.
And they were just kept like, hey, come take pictures of the zebra, come take pictures of the zebra, right?
Yeah, get a buck. Give me $1.
So
That's
I say to the
money.
guy, I go, that's a zebra? And he goes, yeah. I go, are you sure? And he goes, yeah, look, it's black and white. And I was like,
Look, it's black and I can be a penguin.
I go, how do you know it's a zebra? And he looks right at me and he goes, how do you know it's not? And I was like, wow.
Dude, I love this guy.
I said, can I touch the zebra? He's like, no touching the zebra.
That's right. You're going to wipe that paint off, boy. He knew you were that guy.
Yeah,
You were the guy giving the guy at the battery store a hard time for selling Lucy's.
Yo, that was the day. I was walking down the street in Tijuana. It was 10 in the morning. I used to do a little business in Tijuana. Not that type of business, but
I was like, the fuck?
we used to sell. I told you the story about selling belts and belt buckles, right? That's how we paid for our wedding.
Got you.
We got belts and belt buckles made in Mexico. It's a long story.
Okay.
But I was there at 10 in the morning. And not, at 10 in the morning one time, there's not a lot happening in Tijuana down on that stretch. Everybody's recovering, right?
Yeah, as they should.
I'm walking down the street with a cup of coffee. I'm waiting to meet my guy. And I hear, "St, hey." I'm like, what's up? And I look over and there's a dude sitting out in front of a strip club. He goes,
He's like, I got an elephant.
no, yeah. He goes, you want some women? I go, nah, man, I'm good.
At 10 a.m.?
That's what, yeah, with a coffee in my hand. I go, nah, man, I'm good. He goes, $40, whatever you want. I go, no, I'm good. He goes, $20. I go, no, I'm good. And he goes, $10. I go, well, I got to see what it looks like. $10. $10 at 10 a.m. on like a Tuesday.
Oh my God.
Let's see what's inside. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm running for the border.
Oh, I got to see it.
And you're the opposite.
I got to see it. $40, I'm not interested. 10, I'm really interested. Because Freddie, he dropped that quickly. $40? No. 20? No. 10? What? Do you know what I mean? That happened. I haven't even been able to get the coffee to my mouth.
Maybe you're that good a negotiator. You don't know.
Where
Maybe you don't need
so
it.
dude, I walk in. And you know when your eyes adjust from the bright outside and it's dark?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you're just kind of adjusting and
This is going to be gross.
oh my God. Okay. You just heard a bunch of little feet scatter.
Come on, man.
I guess the 10 a.m. women bring their kids with them, right? So I was like, the guy was like, hey, get them all out of here. Get them all out of here. And he goes, take your choice. I'm like, no, I'm going to walk out. I just wanted to see what we were serving it for $10 at 10 a.m. in the morning. And he was like, and he goes, this is so funny. He goes, come back later. There won't be as many kids. I'm like, as many? There should be 0.
Dude, Mexico is a trip.
As many. There won't be as many kids.
So here's my Mexico story. We're doing I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Okay? Sequel to the first one that James Wan made not scary anymore. Thanks to Saul. So we're doing the sequel. It's in Mexico. And the production was very worried because on the road between the hotel and our set, there were banditos that were robbing tour buses that went down. And so they told the federales, and the federales were like, yeah, we're going to take care of it. So the federales got in a tour bus and drove the stretch of road, and the banditos came out and pulled the bus over, and all the federales rolled down the windows and with fully automatic machine guns shot and killed everybody.
Get the fuck.
Yeah. And they were like, don't worry, you guys won't be robbed, you won't be hassled. Continue with your production. We were like, you just killed like 14 guys. Okay, doke. And action! Yeah, bro. Mexico don't play, man. They don't play.
Yo, that would have freaked me the fuck out.
When Sarah and I got married down there, like we took care of the police to take care of us because there were a lot of paparazzi trying to get photos.
Yeah.
They made sure they didn't. I ain't gonna say everything they did,
right?
But they made sure. You notice not a single photo got leaked. They were out there in the water trying to get them, but then the Federale boats went out there too, and they stopped.
Wow!
I had a police chief in Jalisco. At least he told me he was the chief. Looked me dead in the face and said, "Don't worry, what happens here stays here."
Oh no!
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
It's not like that in LA.
Holy shit, man.
Mexico's a trip, bro. Mexico's a trip. If you got dough, it's a trip.
Yeah, man. I told you about that guy who ran the Hard Rock down in the Dominican.
Yes, you told me this.
I tell it on the podcast?
We did, because then I told the story of playing on the golf course.
Oh, that's right.
And it was the president of Mexico and the biggest cocaine dealer in Mexico playing right in front of me.
It's so bananas, man.
Just hanging out, talking.
Yeah. You know, the lack of rules after you hit a certain amount of money in certain countries.
And here too.
Yeah.
And here too.
Yeah,
I've seen Vince McMahon get away with plenty. I've seen people with less money than $1 billion get away with plenty.
Do you know what somebody told me, a friend of mine who told me, we were talking about Steve-O and the guys from Jackass.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what their greatest superpower is? And I said, what? He goes, they can get away with anything. Things that other people would call the cops on. Like if they walked into IHOP and started throwing dishes against the wall, people would be like, the fucking Jackass guys are tearing up. And they would take pictures. The laws do not apply to them. Because the things that we would get arrested for, other people are taking pictures. They're not calling the cops. They're honored that you're doing that
you're smashing up
in their
store.
place.
Butterbean just knocked out Johnny Knoxville in our Big Five.
But
they pay for all the damage.
Yeah, I'm sure. But he was like, they have this kind of, and I hadn't thought of that.
Steve-O broke it when he went off the rails, but when he
what do you mean?
When he was he's sober now, stone sober, clean. But when he was really messing around hard, he was on what's his face's show? Not Jimmy Kimmel, but his former partner, Adam Carolla show. And Steve-O was not in his right mind. He was definitely taking something, and he legit just like jumped up and smashed the coffee table, and they had to end the interview. It all went away. And that's, I think, when the magic of Jackass kind of broke a little. But it was also an incredible moment for Steve-O. As low as it was, I think it was that moment where it was like, yo, I have to get my shit together. And then he did. And he's a practicing martial artist now. He's sober.
Yeah.
Clean. Still probably one of the toughest dudes in the world. He even challenged Justin Bieber to a fight when they couldn't get to Tom Cruise one go. He's like, dude, I'll fight you. I was like, dude, I would love to see. You can't hurt that man.
No,
he beat a shark, dude. He kicked a shark in the face, and the shark didn't even fight him. The shark
giant fish hook through his cheek.
Yeah. As bait.
Yeah. Nah, man. That dude is next level. You know what I loved the most about Jackass? And why I wish something like it would come back? It just showed everybody, it showed me anyways, how many people just like stupid shit.
Yeah, man. But that whole generation, it wasn't just Jackass. Like, it branched off. Bam Margera.
Sure.
Created his whole group with his show Viva La Bam, which was huge. I mean, that was a big show for MTV. They made it for no money. He was making like 15, 20 million a year.
Wasn't there a show called Wild Boys?
Wild Boys, which was Steve-O and Chris Pontius, and they all branched off and had, various degrees of success. The thing is, as you get older, it would have to be all younger people coming in to do Jackass, and I don't know if it would be as magical as it once was.
What made it magical for me also is that at the end of every stunt, they all laughed. Mm-hmm. If they hadn't laughed, that would have been tough to watch. But the fact that you know that they're all friends, it's how you fuck with your family, the shaving each other's head, the kicking in the nuts.
To this day,
everyone laughing.
My favorite one out of all of them, and they didn't make it a running gag, but they did it twice. The first time they did it, it was a skater named Dave England, and he's at a house for a photo shoot, and he rings the doorbell, and an airbag explodes.
So funny.
He gets up.
Yeah.
Like Zab
so
Judah.
Funny.
When he was trying to fight Costa-Zoo.
Yeah.
Like, what?
So funny.
What the fuck?
That was a great bit.
And even though he's genuinely hurt and Johnny's laughing, once he clears camera, you see Johnny like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like he felt bad, but it was funnier more than it felt bad. So I always loved those guys. I was all in on them. I don't mind stupid stuff.
My favorite bit out of any of the movies was when that dude took a shit on the toilet in the hardware store.
Gross. You like all the gross stuff.
That was so funny. When
Why do you like all the? It's because I'm only child and you had 27 brothers.
Because just to go into a hardware store and shit in a toilet. It is so funny.
You had to look at shit though.
I didn't look at it.
You looked.
I wasn't there.
On the movie though, you saw it.
I saw it. Yeah.
That's gross. You don't think that's gross?
Nah. You know who thinks it's gross? Your Gage. My Gage is like, man, that's funny, man.
My Gage doesn't think that's gross. My Gage doesn't care about poop. I care about poop. I'm soft.
Your Gage, I don't think so. I think your Gage gets mani-pedis. He's like one of those real well put together.
My Gage gets mani-pedis?
Yeah, he's got a nice Italian suit.
Oh, he doesn't wear a suit?
Yeah, he does.
He's not a mafioso. He's not like an Italian mobster from the 70s.
My Gage wears some cool shit, man. He's down on Venice Beach making jewelry.
Gage dresses like Macaulay Culkin. Get the fuck out of
here. Maybe. I could see him in some bunny ears. Actually, now that you say it, overalls and bunny ears.
Shout out to bunny ears.
Yeah. Do you want to do
recast?
The recast? Let's do the recast here.
How much time do we have?
I have no idea what time we started, so it's hard for me to say how long we've been doing it.
Okay.
What time did we start there?
Ask the real Gage.
So it's about 45 minutes we've been going?
We're about 47 minutes in.
Oh, so, okay, so we got time.
Yeah.
We got time.
All right. We're going to recast The Breakfast Club.
We're going to recast The Breakfast Club.
With comics.
One
thing I do want to say that we had talked about earlier and that we were going to bring... that we were going to save for the pod here. We were talking about comics. And we were talking about generationally and what I think these younger comics are good at.
Yeah.
You know what I think the younger comics are good at? And guys like, a guy who you know and from Chaos, a guy named Jeremiah Watkins, Sandy Danto, a lot of these guys, and girls too, who are multi-pronged. They do music and characters, and it's so much more like, back in the day, comedians were multi-pronged. They sang, they danced, right? And then,
well, even back in the old vaudeville days,
yeah,
it was kind of a requirement.
And then with guys like Carlin and that, they just comics. But now it's morphing again, and it's so fun to see the different layers that, and a guy named Brody Stevens who used to, he kind of
Seattle comic,
but after he kind of kicked off a generation of people that told jokes without telling jokes, and so like. There's so many different layers to comedy now. There's so many great comics.
I think comedy is in a great place right now. I know a lot of comics, some of them get frustrated, but that frustration I think is actually really good because that means they're willing to fight and they're not willing to change their act or sacrifice their sort of principles of comedy.
Yeah.
You had mentioned off air the amount of grinding and the willingness to work hard and not stop and just constantly, just grind and sharpen your tools and approach it like a fight. You were talking about this before the podcast, which is so important in all walks of life. But you see these comics and you put them over off the podcast all the time. You're like, yo, so-and-so is working so hard. You don't know about this comic, but they're working so hard. They're putting in crazy work. Their act is growing on a weekly basis. So I think comedy's in a great place. They're just having to protect each other a lot right now and keep their dukes up. But a lot of them are willing to do that. They're like, yo, come punch. I'll punch
amazing.
back. I love seeing the brotherhood and the sisterhood within that community.
There's a lot more camaraderie now than there ever has been. I think, honestly, Rogan has a lot to do with that.
I agree.
His podcast, the way he puts people over, kind of the family that he built. So he built a family and was really good to people and kind of put them up. And then those people are also now doing that for other people.
But Diaz was kind of like that with you in that group up in Seattle, right?
We all started together, me and Joe. But Joey, Rogan really helped showcase Joey too. Yeah. And so, but he's helped with that. And because he's very collaborative and good to people and all about the comedy, it is when the people at the top are doing it, it's trickle down.
He doesn't do his act when they're on. He only puts them in a spot to do their thing and to shine. Like when he brings comics on.
Well, he's really good, man. He knows he's putting on. He
becomes completely reactionary. Like he just sets them up and he just laughs at their jokes.
But even the people he puts on stage in front of him when he tours are people that he thinks deserve a light that they're not getting.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that has to do with it. When we say trickle down, and not only that, the trickle down the work ethic. You look at Chappelle and Burr and Ali Wong and all these people, Whitney, they put out, they're prolific with their writing.
Yeah, man.
So when you're at the top and you're prolific, then if the people underneath aren't paying attention, like the people who are better than you can't work harder than you too. I tell people that all the time. When I see young comics on the road and they're like, I'd like to start doing comedy. I'm doing comedy now. I'm like, oh yeah, how many times do you get on stage a week? And they go 2. And I say, quit. If we use Rogan as an example, that dude does 3 sets a night. You're doing 2 sets a week. He's already better than you.
Yeah, you need to be at every open mic.
You need to be outworking everybody.
Yeah, man.
But so the work ethic is...
Make sure you got a good Uber rating.
Yeah.
You're going to be going from club to club to club.
It also used to be so much more of a party atmosphere that surrounded the actual work. Like I knew a lot of dudes back in the day who were like, I'm just going to get fucking laid. And like, I don't know anybody who's touring to have sex anymore. I
feel like they're all treating it more like an athlete treats a sport.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
Definitely see that.
Absolutely.
I definitely see that. Are you ready to recast a movie?
I am.
The Breakfast Club.
I don't know why I brought these papers over like I have something written down.
You could write something down. You could do like the final letter that Anthony Michael Hall writes.
Okay, let's describe the characters.
Okay.
So let's start with Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson, the rebel, the loser, the punk, rejects authority, the James Dean of the group.
I have my guy.
Total punk ass. I have my guy. It's going to be the same guy. I can't imagine it's different, but you will go first.
No, you go first. You're good.
My guy's the perfect guy. So if you're not my guy, you're
oh shit! Bad. All right, go.
So are you sure?
Yep.
Andrew Schultz.
That's what I was gonna say.
I told you. There's only one Schultzy. There's only one guy. He even kind of looks like him if you let his hair grow out a little bit.
It's.
And he'd be the tallest one probably out of all the ones I cast. So he'd be a dominating figure. And I would just love to see him in that scene where he's like, so no, so, and does that whole thing with the vice principal, who we will also cast.
Yeah, I take Andrew Schultz too.
I think it's so easy, right? It's
yeah, perfect. And for me, man, you know, if you're not familiar with his comedy, he's fearless.
Oh yeah,
he is breaking down the idea of things and knocking it away of things you can and can't say on stage. And he's doing a lot of it off the cuff, man.
Yeah, man.
His new, I can't wait to go home and watch his new special on YouTube. For me also. And he's changing the game of comedy a little bit. And he's a young dude, man. Young. But he's
young and hungry, though.
He's showing people that you don't need a network. You just need you.
I love he's finishing clips now with, hey, Netflix, the price just went up.
Like, yeah.
I mean, he's selling out theaters right now, man.
Yes.
He's doing a great job.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, nailing it.
Yeah. So all right, so we got the same Judd Nelson character.
Anthony Michael Hall.
Anthony Michael Hall, kind of nerdy, kind of dorky, part of the physics club where they talk about physics, discuss properties of physics. Never been laid.
Yeah.
Probably maybe kissed a cousin as like a first kiss.
Yeah, now there's a guy that I like in this role. He's a little snarkier though, but I like him. But he's an old dude.
It's okay.
Doesn't matter.
Mine's an old dude too. If we go comic for comic,
we won't on this
first
one.
Time.
100%.
Okay. Should I go first or you? I went first last time.
I think I'm gonna give that to Greg Fitzsimmons.
That's great. I worked with Greg.
I love Greg Fitzsimmons in that deadpan. Keeps it real low energy.
You think he's nerdy enough though?
No, but he's smart enough.
He's smart enough, but
he's smart enough.
Tongue like a razor.
That's what I mean. He's
man.
smart enough, but I like him because he's going to add a little bite to Anthony Michael
He
Hall.
would put some bite to that role. All right,
Yeah.
I'm glad we're different. Mine is stand-up comic, very successful, dude, a little bit older than me. Also a lot of acting experience, so he'd already be qualified for the role. Patton Oswalt.
Wow, that is a good one.
Like that?
I like that.
Like that?
All right.
Because he's nerdy, dude. He's into Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Darky shit like me.
Yeah, I like that. All right.
All right, next.
Emilio Estevez. Jock.
Super jock. Loyal. Does whatever his dad says.
Yeah.
Follows the rules at school most of the time.
Wrestler.
Yeah.
So he's got to have some sort of physical prowess.
Or at least look like it. He doesn't have to really be good. He just has to look like it.
Yeah. Oh, this is a tough one.
Is it my turn to go first?
I think I know who I'm doing.
Okay. What you got?
Brian Callen.
That's pretty good.
Now, Callen is smarter than Emilio Estevez was. He's much smarter.
Character, yeah.
Yeah, but I like, probably in real life too. But I
slick. He was the creative one.
Yeah,
He's the one who wrote all the scripts.
But I like Callen's bravado. You know, and
he's got bravado for days.
I like his bravado.
Chris D'Elia.
So I'm gonna go with Callen, I think, because he looks like an athlete, even though he's an old person.
Okay, so
I know you're listening.
My Emilio Estevez is gonna be an SNL guy, but he is a stand-up comic. I've seen his work. I think he looks the part better than anyone. He probably played tennis, which is way soft, instead of wrestling. But I'm gonna go with Colin Yost. So I think he looks.
All right.
I think he looks the part. It's very sarcastic with a sense of humor. So that's my Emilio Estevez.
Okay. Molly Ringwald.
Molly Ringwald, the diva, the prom queen.
I got it.
If she wanted to run for class president, we're gonna have the same one.
Got it.
All right, you go.
Natasha Leggero.
Very good.
I'm gonna go with Natasha.
The same
no, and then look, Natasha's character, and she, you know what I love about her? She has stayed that she's been like, this is who I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
This is who I'm gonna be, because you know she grew up kind of white trashy in Illinois, and she's like, this is who I'm gonna be from here on out.
I like that.
And by the way, in her stand up,
but I will say this: the character herself was a little less secure with herself than Leggero is.
Yes,
she'd have to be willing to be a little more insecure.
But because
she goes through the most change in the movie.
Yes, but for me, I don't mind her coming in as the top of the heap and kiss my toes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're changing up it already a little with Greg Fitzsimmons, but I'm going to have Natasha Leggero, even though she's counterculture, right? So she's not like cheerleader popular.
You're going against the grain.
She's not cheerleader popular. She's going to bring a little something different, but she's still very popular and feels like, she's looking down on you. So I go Natasha.
So for my Molly Ringwald character, and this is all based off a joke she told in her last special, it's Whitney Cummings. She had a joke where she's talking about 20-year-old girls. And she sees these two 20-year-old girls. And she goes, so you guys don't work on your personalities because you think you're interesting. I know this because I was you. I did. I thought I was. I wasn't. You're not. And she goes on this whole thing. She goes, and so you never have to work on anything, and guys just want to date you because you're pretty. And then as they get to know you after about 6 to 8 months, they realize you don't bring anything else to the table, and they leave. Well, once you've done that 3 or 4 times, that's 3 years of your 20s gone. And she goes, and then you get into your 30s, and you're suddenly not as pretty. And now all of a sudden you realize, oh shit, I don't bring anything to the table whatsoever. And so that's going to be my, I want to call her Samantha, but that's from another movie with Molly Ringwald. I don't remember her character's name. But that's going to be my Molly Ringwald character because I think she's willing to do that, and I think would do the insecure thing super well.
All right.
Now the last one, Ali Sheedy.
Easy.
The goth, the outcast.
So easy.
Wants to disappear.
So easy.
Doesn't even want to be on the same realm.
So
Feels out of
easy.
place wherever she goes.
Lil Esther. I don't know if you know who Lil Esther is.
No.
But Lil Esther. 100%.
I'll have to look it up.
Esther, I think, am I pronouncing her last name right? Pravinsky? Yeah. She's the perfect and fits this to a fucking T. And she's so fucking fascinating to watch on stage because there's nobody like her. Nobody like her. She's very interesting, very distinct, very perfect for this role. I love how she talks about it. She talks about the difference between calling someone dad and daddy in bed. And she was like, I call someone daddy.
That's a hard line, bro.
Yeah, she goes, I call someone.
That line,
dude, she said, I call someone daddy, not dad. She goes, I don't want to fuck my dad. He's broke. I mean, she's funny. Yeah, she's funny. I like her. So I that's for me, that's her. Actually, you know what? We were doing vice president too. Vice principal.
Vice principal.
I wanted Callan as my vice principal. I'm gonna recast Emilio Estevez.
Ooh.
I'm gonna recast my Emilio Estevez when we get to the vice principal.
My Ali Sheedy is Sarah Silverman.
Great.
All day long.
Great.
I think it would be an easy role for her to do. Everyone's familiar with her work. I think she could do dark. She's never really done dark before. At least I haven't seen it, but I haven't seen everything she's done. But that would be my easy one. Vice principal now. He's a dick.
I'm going Callan for vice principal, and I'm switching back.
Let's describe.
Arrogant.
Dick.
Power hungry.
Yeah. Insecure.
Yeah. But
weaker than he really thinks he is.
Yeah. So mine's Callan.
Not good at fighting.
Yeah, Callan.
That's the vice principal.
Callan. Brittle,
frail,
got a limp.
I saw dust on him the other day. Like it's. I would call him an antique, but I don't want to be disrespectful.
You know when you get to that age when your eyes start closing, that's where Callan is.
Yeah, in the early morning, like by 11 a.m.
Yeah,
he's done.
Yeah.
That's a good.
So I go Callan for that.
I'm gonna take someone that's not quite as old as Callan because I kind of want to. I don't want him to be like that old.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with George Carlin as my vice principal, who's much younger than Brian, at least looks-wise, and health-wise, physically more agile, especially at this point.
So I'm recasting my jock.
Hit your jock. Who you got?
And just so you know, guys, I like it because he's got the same naivete, but he's funny. He's got the same go-get-it attitude.
You don't get to pick Brendan 2 in a row.
No.
You don't get Schaub 2 in a row.
Theo
That's
Von.
cheating. Oh!
I think Theo's going to be the perfect Emilio Estevez.
Theo should have been my nerd.
Why? He's not a nerd, man.
He could, though. He's talented. I'm not saying he's a nerd. I'm saying he's got the skill and the range.
You can't be a nerd with that mullet. That is not.
He's going to have to cut it for the role.
What?
Hey, man, when you're
not when you're a wrestler, you don't.
Well, that's true.
You know,
but he was a conservative wrestler.
You know who's going to direct this for me?
Who?
Gage. Gage. My Gage is going to be like, hey, man.
Hey, no, he doesn't say, hey, man. That's what you say.
Yeah.
And Josh Wolf Fish, my Josh Wolf Fish, he says that. Hey, man.
Hey, man. Okay. Give me the top 3 things that I start off a sentence with. Hey, man.
So.
Yep, so is a good one.
But it has like 9 O's.
At least.
Hey, man, so. I don't know what the third would be.
I think one of the things that I say a lot is either I mean, or I think I say, this is what I'm talking about.
You must say those when I'm interrupting you all the time. Because I don't hear those. Sorry about that.
By the way, I signed a bunch of your cracks this weekend in Baltimore. Everybody.
Thank you.
I
felt the tickle.
Oh, I'm doing a set, not tonight at the store, but I'm doing a set Wednesday and Thursday.
Boom. Here local?
At the Comedy Store if you're in town, everybody.
Snap.
Wednesday and Thursday, both 9:15 in the OR.
Who else is going to be there?
Dick move.
Don't splash water on me, dude.
Tell me what you want to promote.
Please check out youtube.com/GEGGHEAD. We update it all the time. Tons of video games stuff. You can catch up on all our old school like D&D tabletop stuff. We're getting ready to shoot new tabletop stuff. So please give us a follow there. It's all free content, and tell your friends about it.
Guys, comedianjoshwolf.com for tour dates. But coming up in September is Chicago, Columbus, Boston, and West Palm Beach. All killers. Those shows are going to sell out. If you want to go to Chicago shows, I would get those tickets now.
That's where my dad recorded his only comedy special in Chicago.
That's amazing,
yeah,
dude.
man. So he'll be there laughing with all of you fools.
That would be fucking
in
great.
there drinking. He'll be stealing your drinks.
Come to the late shows if you want to see something a little weird. Also, remember, Control Chaos is dark again this week. We are back up and running in the new studio. So excited for you guys.
And I'm coming to do a couple episodes,
Hell
right?
yeah, you are.
Throw
Whenever
down
you
on
say
your
you
guests.
want to. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're up in the game part of the show.